There's a voice in your head, you assume it's yours. It tells you what you're doing wrong. It tells you what you should have said. It tells you what other people are thinking about you. It tells you that you're too much or not enough, that you're behind, that you're about to be exposed, that you should have known better. You assume this voice is yours because it speaks in your accent and uses your vocabulary and has access to your private memories. But the voice is not yours. The voice is a recording of people who used to talk to you when you were small enough to absorb whatever was said. You didn't invent the voice, you inherited it. The phrasing is borrowed, the tone is borrowed, the certainty is borrowed. What feels like self-knowledge is actually the sediment of other people's opinions of you, deposited at an age when you couldn't yet sort them. This is why the voice never sounds like a stranger. It sounds like you. It's lived inside you so long that it's merged with your sense of yourself. You think you're being honest with yourself when you criticize yourself. You are not. You're repeating something that was given to you before you had the tools to refuse it. Listen to the voice carefully. You'll start to recognize where it came from. This phrase is your mother's. That tone is your father's. This particular kind of disappointment came from a teacher. This standard came from a comparison you didn't ask to make. The voice is a chorus of people who don't all agree with each other, who have different reasons, different fears, different unmet needs of their own, all stitched together into something that pretends to be one voice inside your head. The voice gets louder at specific times, right before you do something visible, right after someone gets close to you, late, when there's nothing left to do but review the day for evidence against yourself. You've noticed the timing, you just haven't asked what it means. It means the voice isn't reacting to your failures, it's reacting to your exposure. The voice doesn't show up when you're hidden and small. It shows up the moment you're visible enough to be judged by people who aren't in the room. And it doesn't arrive as an argument. It arrives as a tightening behind your ribs, a heat in your face that starts before the sentence finishes. That's why you believe it, an argument you could examine. A physical reaction feels like proof. Your body agrees with the voice because your body learned the same year you did, in the same room, from the same people. The voice is loud not because it's right, because it's had no opposition. You've never argued with it, you've only ever obeyed it or ignored it or felt guilty for not obeying it more. You've never said, this is not me, this is them, and they were wrong then and they are wrong now. The voice can't afford for you to say this, because saying this would end the voice's job. The voice has only one job, to keep you small enough that no one in the original room becomes upset with you. So the voice isn't cruelty, it's loyalty. It's a child's solution to a problem a child shouldn't have had to solve, how to stay acceptable to people who could withdraw. That's why you defend it when someone tries to take it from you. When a friend says you're too hard on yourself, you correct them. You explain that you know yourself better. You don't, you know the recording better. The original room is gone, the original people aren't in your house, but the voice has continued operating as if they were, for decades, without supervision. Most people never name the voice. They think the voice is themselves. They argue with it and call the arguing self-improvement. They negotiate with it and call the negotiating discipline. They try to please it and call the pleasing growth. None of this works because the voice isn't negotiable. The voice is an old recording, and recordings can't be reasoned with. The voice that sounds like yours is not yours. You are the listener, and the listener has spent years mistaking herself for the recording. Refusing it isn't arguing with it. You've tried that. Arguing gives it a seat at the table and a reason to keep talking. Refusing it is smaller than that. It's hearing the sentence, recognizing the accent and saying, that one isn't mine, not fighting, naming. The voice can survive an argument. It cannot survive attribution. And the first time you do it, nothing dramatic happens. The voice keeps going. It just stops being the last word. The recording isn't going to stop, but you are not the recording. You are the room the recording is playing inside. And no one told you the room was a separate thing.